Well, we're on our way to the Ogden Train Show.
Oh, one of my favorites.
And it's been missing for 2 years, so this is going to be great.
This lady, we watch all her videos.
How are you? You good?
They go all over the place looking at cool stuff.
Is it okay with you take his picture for the video?
Sure.
Okay. You guys like trains?
Very much.
Awesome.
It's kind of a disease.
That's right. I love them too.
Yep.
That's since I was your age.
Well, actually, the train show hasn't been completely missing. It's just been missing here at the Ogden train station.
Which is disappointing for me.
Well, the history of this building, and it's so great to have a train show in this building. This was originally the division point between the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific, which later became the Southern Pacific. And so Union Pacific and Southern Pacific both operated this depot.
Which has got some amazing architecture.
Oh, it's incredible. And the rich history, the whole reason that this division point was here is because the Golden Spike was driven just about, 60, 70 miles north of here.
Right.
And because that was in the absolute middle of nowhere, everyone was in agreement that once the Spike was driven, the division point would be moved south to Ogden.
Right.
So Ogden is kind of a smaller town. It's right there along the Wasatch Front, along with Salt Lake City. And it's kind of a nice little getaway. It's only 30 miles or something north of Salt Lake. But oh, this depot.
Oh, I love, like I say, the architecture is just something else.
And now there's a lot of talk of developing the land around the depot into hopefully something quite nice.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you guys?
We are well.
Did it derail?
Yeah, I forgot to switch it. I'm delivering gondolas to take ashes from the steam facility.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Gonna empty out the ash hole.
One time we got rid of that. That's actual full ash.
Yeah?
I got from Bill Bennett. His
Oh, yeah, I love its paintings.
his father still goes to court. So I asked him for some ash.
Which club is this?
This is the Hostlers Model Railroad Club.
This is Hostlers.
Yeah, we're the ones who put on the show.
big guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of two different big train shows that the Hostlers put on. This in Evanston.
Right.
And Evanston is held in the Union Pacific shops just up the hill from here in Evanston, in the old restored roundhouse.
Right.
That makes these just two really amazing train shows.
Oh, no kidding.
It's always fun to see kids at the train show.
Well, there's the future of the hobby.
Right there, yeah, and I'm always pleasantly surprised that the girls like it just as much as the boys, or even more.
Well, hey, tell me about it.
But a large percentage of the new kids joining the hobby are girls.
Right? They seem to take a real interest in it.
They do.
So all of those peanuts that were right there, that got thrown in the trash, styrofoam white things, did you put them in? I would have wanted them all, but
So this is the Utah Train Collectors Club.
Right.
And our friend Tori is a member here, and he just made us those great drain covers for our drains on the railroad. Anyway, Utah Train Collectors does high rail O-scale. So it's Lionel, it's 3-rail, but it's also very, very high in detail and as accurate as they can make it.
Right.
So I thought that was fun.
Here comes Ed.
I knew the resin. He was telling me about these. I was telling Randy about the berries and these. Well, that's when they're already sold.
Boy, that sounds just like the Big Boy.
You know, they must have used actual Big Boy sounds.
Oh, and it's reflective of when we were chasing the Big Boy, especially through Wyoming.
No kidding. This show just goes on and on and on. There's just hall after hall full of train layouts and dealers and stuff.
Right, you plan on spending the day if you come to this.
This is the American Flyer Club. Nice group of guys.
Oh, absolutely.
And boy, do they have fun.
But that's the main thing of belonging to a club, is having fun.
Especially people who are really avidly into toy trains like Gilbert's American Flyer.
Right, I mean, look at these happy guys. They're just having a great time.
Yeah, no,
And that's really what it's all about, is just having fun.
And here's the Sherman Hill Model Railroad Club out of Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Right.
And they come down every year, at least when the train show's happening. It was so nice to see them back after 2 years missing.
Oh, right.
But these guys show up at all the big train shows.
Oh, I know. I just love their layouts. They're so cool.
A really dedicated group of people. And they have their own gigantic train show up in Cheyenne.
Right.
And we went to that one year, and it was well worth the trip up there. Now this thing is called an RDC.
An RDC?
Rail diesel car, I think. Anyway, they used to run one of these between Salt Lake and Ogden, and I used to love riding that thing.
Oh, it would be fun.
It was just awesome.
It's kind of like the McKean car.
Very similar to a McKean car. Look on the bridge here, all the rail fans taking pictures.
Oh my goodness, I've been there.
That's just such a fun little feature that they've added. And speaking of a bunch of people who really, really enjoy the hobby, the Wasatch End scale.
Oh, I'll bet they do.
They again turn up at all the different shows. And our friend Bob and Karen, our friends Bob and Karen, have a great railroad in their home.
Yes, they do.
But it's always fun to see this railroad turn up at the shows. And like we say, it turns up at almost all of them.
It sure does. No, folks, that's not a derailment.
No, it looks like a serious fire.
Or a meltdown at the power plant.
Oh, let's hope it's not that. But
or somebody lost their temper.
What a great effect!
Oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm running for a fire extinguisher.
Uh-huh.
They've got a bunch of New England modules.
Oh my gosh, I think I was looking at a photo. Really.
It's so incredible. These are all new to the railroad. I think it's a new member to the club, but just absolutely amazing stuff.
Looks like something out of Close Encounters.
Yeah, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
A blinking light. I see. It's a tow truck. They've called out the big hook or something like that.
They called out something.
It's
you
a
guess.
Digital command control towing system thing deal.
Yes.
Whatever.
Whatever that is.
And check this out, an entire hall full of just Lego railroads.
And they're fun. I had never thought about a Lego becoming a railroad, but hey.
Well, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year, so much so that now people are calling it L scale.
L scale. Well, it boggles the mind. I would have never dreamed such a thing.
Yeah. Oh, look, a Disneyland train.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And that's the key to Lego, is just that kind of fun.
Yes.
So the Ogden Depot is also the home to the Utah State Railroad Museum.
It sure is.
And that's all open. All the museums here are open during the train show. And they use the museum as part of the train show. Some of the train show displays are inside the museum here.
Right, they have a lot of interesting artifacts. And a lot of the full-size trains are outside, but darn it, the weather this year was so cold.
Yeah, but there's still plenty to see in the nice warm inside here.
Right, and we can always venture back up when the weather improves.
Thank you.
That is part of what was called the Loosen Cutoff. That wood was put in the lake between 1903 and 1904. It stayed and was used as an elevated causeway across the lake from 1904 to 1959. After that, a solid causeway was put in, and this sat in the lake until the 1990s. At that point, the company pulled it up out, brought that here for the museum. The rest of the stuff they took and washed off the mud, took it to the sawmill. They got around 20 million board feet. The Ogden Nature Center is built totally from the reclaimed wood.
Neat. Thank you. Isn't that just so neat? The salt, you would think the salt would do more damage to the wood. It does a tremendous amount of damage to the metal.
Well, yeah, it
But
does.
it actually helped preserve the wood, plus it gave it some unique colors on the inside. And so I've talked to a gentleman, he said he got some of it. He made doors for a cabin, and he said the inside was such a...
Here's a fun item. Mine Velocipede. So the photography and modeling contests are inside the museum here.
And those are always fun to enter.
Yep, always nice to see if you can win something.
Right. These are such neat models. Somebody has gone to a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it was really difficult to pick one to vote for.
Oh man, I was just struggling. Hey, check out the Camaro. It's about a 69 SS.
Oh man, I love those things. And a convertible, no less.
Oh, no kidding. But look at the garage in the background.
Oh, I love this kind of interior detail. Oh, and isn't this fun?
That was just stinking cute. I don't care. That's stinking cute.
Loading a really old trolley on a flat car. That's just first class. Now, one of the favorite things to do here is to check out the dealers.
Absolutely.
And here again, all of this dedicated space just for dealers. It's hall after hall of just dealers.
And you mean haul like in we need a truck to haul at home.
Yeah, that kind of hall. There's also the Browning Car and Gun Museums in here. And again, those are open during the train show. Here are links to videos about those two things.
Right.
So there's just dealer upon dealer upon dealer here. They travel around to all the Western train shows.
Oh, and sometimes you find some neat treasures.
And we did.
Uh-huh.
It's hard. It's hard not to. And brass dealer upon brass dealer upon brass dealer.
Well, and this is the part that just fascinates me because I know they say, yeah, they have a note that says it's not gold. They're gold to me.
Well, the prices have always been gold, but actually, I think that the prices are a bargain now.
Oh, they are, and they're just beautiful. You can leave them either brass or paint them. Just the sky's the limit.
And if you know anything about brass models, they're all handmade, one at a time, in very small runs. A run of these might only be a few hundred models. So when you buy one of these, you're buying something very, very unique.
And these are our good friends Adam and Kelly Penales.
Up your railroad.
If you're ready to come down,
Okay.
it's gonna run this year.
As soon as the snow melts.
It's starting to get warm.
It's really close, yeah. Could happen any moment. Or we could get another 3 feet of snow.
What is that? Tuesday.
Tuesday. It will be there on Tuesday.
We'll be done Tuesday.
And this is Skylar Pinellas, his brother, and his father, Greg Hardy, there in the plaid shirt.
Right.
One of the great brass dealers around the area here, and he's reworking our Berlin K36
Right.
in F scale.
Right.
I'm looking forward to getting that. We've covered Adam Pinellas' railroad out in his backyard. He's building a 7.5-inch gauge railroad around a lake in his backyard.
Yes, and I wish we had one of those.
Isn't that something? Anyway, we got to get down there as soon as the snow melts and he opens that up. And of course, antiques.
Oh, tons of those.
It's always fun. It's not like we don't collect those too.
Yeah.
But it's always fun to look, especially through the antique dealers, because talk about one of a kind.
Oh, yes.
If you see something here and you want it, you better grab it because you're never going to see it again.
Right. Especially if you want to eat a bowl of soup while you're watching TV, it's like,
Right. They're wonderful. And she has a really nice selection.
yeah.
There's all kinds of train stuff, and then there's avocados.
Oh, I like
and
the
then
avocado,
there's
that's fun.
plums, and then there's flowers and bees and other.
And here's something that's absolutely changed the hobby, 3D printing.
Isn't that neat?
And the quality of these has finally gotten to the point now where it's really a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
Some of these pieces that are being 3D printed are better than anything you'd see in cast plastic or anything. I mean, look at that stuff.
Just really amazing.
And this is Bitter Creek. They do mostly laser cut models, but they do their own white metal casting for details to go on their laser cut models. But look at these beautiful models, laser cut out of wood and laser board.
Right.
They're just phenomenal. Very nice.
And so there you go.
And check out these 4-wheel coal jimmies.
Those are neat.
And I'm thinking, let's grab a pair of these and rework those into F-scale mine cars for the mine.
Well, that will work.
Perfect. And that is going to have to be a Tuesday show when we open those up and convert them into mine cars.
Right.
Anyway, what a great show.
Yes.
Always fun to come up here. Just, it's so nice to have this show back.
It is.
Well, if you liked the show, please hit the like button. It helps other people find the show as well. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. And the easy way to subscribe is by hitting the upcoming blue button. Boink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Tuesday with some Tuesday foolishness. We'll see ya.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.